Hey there, Mike. Hope you're well rested today. It's your video lesson. See here, one topic I want to talk about. I'll talk about that topic. And if you have questions at the end or want me to look at anything, feel free to shoot those on over and I will do my best to answer. So let's get to it. We talked last night about what I talked about today, and it is subdividing in metal. So when you hear these guys playing, there's an overall beat that's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, obviously actually 4/4. Well, most of it's actually in 4/4. And what you're hearing behind everything is what are called subdivisions. That's all that fast chuggy stuff, right? And how they're able to switch between fast chugs and right, they're able to feel those subdivisions in their body, right? Basically, is what they're doing. And the better way to get used to doing that is actually off the guitar practice and just using a metronome. A good metronome to use would be this free one right here off of the App Store. You type in Frozen Ape metronome or Frozen Ape tempo. I think it's either tempo or metronome. I can't remember which one is in the App Store. But if you type that in, it looks like this right here. It might be black because I reset off the factory settings. So just type in Frozen Ape tempo. The free metronome, the free light version will come up. Get that one. You don't need to pay for this. We're not using any of those features that are in the paid one that you would use yet, so don't worry about those. And set it to this right here. Set it down here. You press this button. Go 1/4. So type in 1/4. Right, hit that. You got 1/4 there. There you go. And then I'll set, this is the plus and minus. I can change how many BPM it is. Right, and I set it to 80. Let me start at the beginning. So metronomes use what are called BPM, beats per minute. This gives you your tempo of the song. So at 80 BPM, obviously within 1 minute, you're hitting 80 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously, like if I did 60 BPM, it'd be just 1 a second, right? So we're doing 80 BPM is what we're set at right here. And the first thing that we want to get used to doing is just simply clapping with a metronome. It's actually harder than it looks. That's why I'm talking about this first, rather than going into some crazy patterns, is can you just even clap with this thing, right? And actually, if you haven't tried it before, it actually be kind of tricky. So, and this is something you can do while you're driving around at work, is you can just have the metronome going and just tap on the steering wheel that BPM, working on your timing. So before we can start subdividing, you just need to straight up just feel the beat, right? And I don't think you'll be able to do this. We just got to practice it first to make sure that step has been checked off, right? So can you clap the metronome? Absolutely. We just got to make sure that we just check that box. So I'm going to set my metronome to 80, and I'm going to clap what are called quarter notes. They get one beat. These guys right down here, see, has a circle with a stem on it. That is called a quarter note, and that is getting one beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 quarter notes, and I wrote that out right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's simply what it looks like in standard notation, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and all we're gonna do is turn that metronome on to 80, and we're gonna practice clapping with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to do golf claps myself. 3, 4. 1, 2, and I'm gonna count with it while that's going. 1, 2, 3. Now, the way you count as musicians is you'll go 1, 2, 3 and drag the syllables out like that. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Short and sweet counting. So 1, 2. So you don't want to linger on the syllable. You want to 1, 2, 3, 4. And just practice this, clapping with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy enough once you kind of practice that a little bit. Now, I found that in counting and clapping, you'd think that going faster would be a lot harder to do. And like, yeah, once you get to the high BPMs, like, 180, 160, that kind of area, it does get trickier. But actually, I found work on that. I found that if I slow the metronome down below 80, it actually gets even more difficult, right? Because now you have more time in between the clicks. And if you can get really good at this, Playing those chuggy metal lines will get a lot easier because you're going to be able to feel, that's the key word, is can you feel those long divisions, right? So if I slow this down to say 50, right now I don't do this yet, but I'll slow it down to 50, that spacing in between gets a lot harder to clap with. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you heard how I was counting there, I did what was called a subdivision. I took the beat and divided it into smaller pieces. I started counting eighth notes here. Don't worry about that quite yet. Just this week, get used to clapping with a metronome. And then we'll work on subdivisions later. Just to show you kind of how tricky it can get, I'll go down to 20 BPM. Right? I need a sandwich between each one of the clicks, right? One E and an E and a one. See, that's like, I have to work that out, right? So in my head, I'm subdividing, and it takes me a second for these really long ones to subdivide. But if you practice this, 20 is like the ultimate goal. Like if you can subdivide 20, all the metal stuff gets so much easier because you can really feel, you can really subdivide in your head. Like I said, don't worry about that yet. That's like where it goes, just to show you where the end result is. You start at 80, right? And just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Take like a good doom song. I know we were talking last night about Sleep and those kinds of bands. See if you can like actually here I'll pull one up. It's probably gonna flag on YouTube, but that's okay. It's not monetized. If I go say Sleep and not Sleep Token and Sleep band. You know this one. So I go to that beginning part. Let's see what that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. The drummer is 3 and 4, and so the drummer is subdividing there with the ride cymbal to keep everybody in time. But you won't be able to do that on your own. So to play stuff like that, they're going actually pretty slow there. Start at 80 and then work your way down. So like the next goal would be like, say, can you do 60, 2, 3, and not go, right? Not be in between the claps. Good. So this week, just metronome work. Put on, like, say, a recording by, like, Dope Smoker's a good one, right? It's an hour long, right? You'll be in the car between stops, and you can just practice. You can practice keeping time with the band. Can you tap the beat along with the recording? So see if I did this. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and we'll do that more next time. All right, man, work on that for me. And if you have questions, fire them over to me. If not, I will see you same time next time. Take care.